everybody, and welcome to Wednesday Apocryphal Podcast, your one-stop shop for everything Wednesday Apocryphal and podcast. And boy, do we have a show for you today. Today we are covering the Infancy Gospel of James, chapters 17 through 25. Are you okay? Ruben's dying.
I started to cough like halfway through that, but I tried to complete it. It did not work.
No, just made you cough more probably.
Yes. Yeah. That does happen occasionally.
Sure, yeah. You know what we have today?
What do we have?
Competition.
Competition?
Yeah.
What kind of competition?
I don't know. I think a certain doctor is streaming at the same time as we are.
What doctor?
How do they refer to
Phil, Dr. Phil.
No, God no. How do they refer to Voldemort in Harry Potter? It was like he who shall not be named.
Yeah, that's it.
Oh.
No, that's it.
Yeah.
Who?
No, I'm just kidding. It's Kip. So once again, we have to go to war with Kip.
Well, Kip, unfortunately, our show takes priority over yours.
Yeah, obviously.
And all others.
Yeah. So we got some competition.
Yep. Today we're reading out of the Complete Gospels.
We got another book too.
Edited by Robert J. Miller and other books.
Yeah. So we have that one. We also have, this is the Apocryphal New Testament from J.K. Elliott. And I think, I forget who it was, because usually I don't keep like the little, gift notes that people leave. I usually don't keep those if they just say like, oh, from person X, right?
Oh, I always keep those.
I don't think you do.
They're historical fragments.
Are they? That is technically true. So this one, I forget who it's from, but I know it's from a viewer. So if you got this for us, thank you. Very much appreciated. This has been very useful. I used it initially for my video on the Acts of Paul and Thecla, but I was like, you know what else this has? A lot of stuff, probably, because it's the Apocryphal New Testament. And one of the books that is in there is the Infancy Gospel of James.
Well, wonderful.
And we also have another book.
Another book.
Yeah. This one comes to us directly from Rachel, one of our longtime viewers.
Thanks, Rachel.
Yeah, she sends over quite a lot of books. And this is one of the many that went through her bookshop. And there was a paper in here on actually just chapter 18 of the Infancy Gospel of James.
Oh.
Yeah. So this one, we've actually read something from this author before. So this is a collection of papers from Francois Bovon.
Oh.
If you want to pronounce it that way.
I remember Francois Bovon.
Yeah, Luke, right?
Yes.
Yeah. He does a lot of stuff on Luke and Acts. Shocker, right? But this is a collection of his papers that were, published in different journals and whatnot. And he's just like, here's a book out of them. So this is just called Studies in Early Christianity. So
Wonderful.
Yeah, got a work in there about today's reading.
I'm sure you'll pull it out to reference it when we go over that.
I will, absolutely.
So let's see. Are our translations different?
They probably are. Yeah, because one of the things about this text is the really useful thing that it does is it gives you all the different editions. So it lists here all the different Greek editions, all the different Greek editions, Coptic ones as well, Syriac, Armenian, and then it gives you synopses too. So it's like where you can compare each text with each other one to see where they're different. So something like that, kind of all paralleled. You see it a lot with the Gospels.
Yes.
Yeah. So that's essentially what's happening in these texts. So Gregorian, Ethiopic, Slavonic, Arabic, Latin, they have quite a few of these in their publications.
Well, that's wonderful. That's actually extremely useful.
Yeah, isn't it? Because you can
Why haven't we been using that this whole time?
I don't know. Because I just remembered recently that we had it at all. We got the Acts of Andrew in here as well. We got some Pilate texts, which I think I actually had to reference not that long ago. Christ's descent into hell, the Acts of Pilate, the Seer Gospel of Mark, quite a few things. So, but yeah, it gives the original publications for quite a few texts.
Yes.
It's really nice, actually.
Let's see. How does your translation start here?
With chapter 17.
Yeah.
Now there went out a decree from the king Augustus that all those in Bethlehem in Judea should be enrolled.
Okay. So it's not too different.
Nightbot's
No.
Yeah, Nightbot.
Oh,
That's right. See, I told
Nightbot
you.
has returned.
Yeah. So I figured out what was wrong with Nightbot. For some
was
reason,
wrong
it,
with
it
it?
disconnected itself from the channel. I have no idea why, but now you
How
can.
even?
Or yeah, how that even happens, I don't know. But either way, Nightbot is working again. So whenever we reference Enoch, for example,
You can do exclamation point Enoch.
yeah, for the shout out to Enoch, and all the other commands. So everything should be working again.
Yeah,
Unless
if you
it just
remember
isn't.
the old secret commands, you
Right, yeah.
can use those now.
Yeah.
Isn't there like a game in there?
There is, yeah. Chris
Yeah.
Chris made a game.
Yeah, you guys can
Mini
play the
game.
game.
Yes, it is a mini game technically, but it is all in all just using Nightbot and commands. Yeah.
Okay. Mine's not too different here. Now, an order came from the Emperor Augustus that everybody in Bethlehem of Judea be enrolled in the census. And Joseph wondered, I'll enroll my sons, but what am I going to do with this girl? How will
Yeah,
I...
because they're not included in the census.
How will I enroll her? As my wife? I'm ashamed to do that. As
Wow.
my daughter? The people of Israel know she's not my daughter. How this is to be decided depends on the Lord.
Okay, this is a strange way to, because I guess I don't know how those censuses worked exactly. I know they were counting people, but would you have to specifically put them in like a group of they had to have like a relation to somebody to be included?
Probably.
That would be the only thing that makes sense for this.
Yeah. Well, there are certain cultures where they do still have like family trees as documents, right?
Sure, yeah.
So that's important information.
Although I would say we'd have to look into how they would do it in like Rome and stuff, right?
Mhm.
But also the weird thing is, aren't they legally married at this point?
I believe they are.
So it's just weird that he would even like consider this to be a question.
Is there a distinction between legal marriage and temple marriage at this point in history?
That is a good question. I'm not sure.
I don't know.
I don't know enough about Rome, honestly. Because you'd think that maybe they did have a different institution of marriage that was just weirdly incompatible. I don't know.
I don't know. So he saddled his donkey and had her get on it. His son led it, and Samuel brought up the rear. As they neared the 3-mile marker, Joseph turned around and saw that she was sulking. And he said to himself, perhaps the baby she's carrying is causing her discomfort. Joseph turned around again and saw her laughing and said to her, Mary, what's going on with you? One minute I see you laughing, the next minute you're sulking. She replied, Joseph, it's because I imagine two peoples in front of me, one weeping and mourning and the other celebrating and jumping for joy. Halfway through the trip, Mary said to him, Joseph, help me down from the donkey. The child inside me is about to be born. And he helped her down and said to her, where will I take you to give you some privacy since this place is out in the open?
Okay. Few things.
Oh, hey, they're at Bethlehem.
Sure. Yeah. This vision though, right? I see with my eyes two peoples, one weeping and lamenting, and one rejoicing and exulting.
Yeah.
Is there any reference to that? Do you remember any kind of vision like that? Because the closest I can think of is like the angels that are like strict opposites. That's even that one is like a far stretch and is not related to this at all.
Well,
so
those ones are twins.
right, yeah.
Right.
Yeah. So I'm trying to think of another instance in which someone sees two people, one happy and one sad, or two, or just an opposing pair. I'm trying to think.
Just in the Bible.
Yeah, or any kind of biblical literature. So that's what I'm trying to think of. I don't remember any, but there might be. Right? Bible's huge. And we've read a lot of stuff.
Nah,
No, we haven't.
not enough apparently.
Yeah, I guess. I just don't remember it that well, I suppose.
That doesn't help, does it?
No, no.
If only you had that mythical photographic memory.
Yeah, that would be nice if I had that, but I don't.
I met a guy who claimed he had it. I don't know.
Was it
how
Chris?
I would
No,
test it.
He's right there.
I have a really decent arbitrary recall. I do smoke a lot. That doesn't help.
Okay, so you don't have photographic memory then.
I have... No, I wouldn't call it photographic.
Okay.
Really good recall doesn't mean perfect or precise, right? Because that's what...
No, it doesn't.
It's not like
no memory.
It's
is
not
perfect
like
or
I'm
precise.
looking at the photograph while I'm there, so I'm going to say no. It's not photographic.
Okay, all right. See, I was worried you were talking about Chris.
No. This is some dude I met in college.
Yeah, it's definitely not Chris. Yeah.
No, definitely not. No, I'm not sure about this laughing and crying symbol. I'm not sure it shows up in the Bible.
Yeah, that's unfortunate. And I read through that paper earlier, and since it only talks about the next chapter, it got nothing on it.
That's really unfortunate.
Yeah,
There's
isn't it?
no footnote or anything about this.
Nope, no footnote in here either.
Oof. That sucks.
Yeah, and there's like nothing describing chapter 17 specifically. There is like some stuff on like, more general. This is more general like textual criticism though. So it's nothing specifically about the narrative itself.
Okay, so she's about to give birth.
Right, yeah.
What do you remember about the birth of Jesus
Well, it depends
in
on
the canonical
it
gospels?
depends on which gospel you're reading.
All right, so there's some different stories.
Yeah.
right?
There's the one where they go to the one where they have the Magi.
Mhm.
That's one of them, and then the other one is the what was the other one? What had the Magi, and I know the other one didn't have the Magi, and I forget which one because I get them mixed up too because it's all fucking nativity scenes everywhere.
Right.
So and the thing is the nativity scenes mix up the birth stories.
Right.
They just shove it all into one. But I do remember them being different stories in general.
Right. They are different stories. Well, let's see how chapter 18 handles the birth. He found a cave nearby and took her inside.
Although, just to be clear with this census thing, right? So this would be so that would be like more closely paralleled to Luke, right? Because that's like the whole census where everyone has to kind of go back, right? And although I think it might be in here later where they have Herod and the slaying of the innocents here too. So they are obviously using both gospels as well in different ways. And this one seems it's like because it starts off in Luke 2. In those days a decree went out from Caesar Augustus that all the world should be registered.
Right.
Yeah, that's how that one starts. And okay, so we have the shepherds and the angels, and this is the one where he's wrapped up in the manger. Yeah. So that's this one.
Well, in
And
this
Luke.
one, he finds a cave.
Sounds about right.
Yep. Finds a cave nearby, took her inside. He stationed his sons to guard her and went to look for a Hebrew midwife in the country around Bethlehem. Now I, Joseph, was walking along and yet not going anywhere. I looked up at the vault of the sky and saw it standing still, and then at the clouds and saw them paused in amazement, and at the birds of the sky suspended in midair. As I looked on the earth, I saw a bowl lying there, and workers reclining around it with their hands in the bowl. Some were chewing and yet did not chew. Some were picking up something to eat and yet did not pick it up. And some were putting food in their mouths and yet did not do so. Instead, they were all looking upward.
So this section is actually not in a lot of manuscripts.
Yo, what?
Interesting.
Right. So notice how this changes, right? It starts off with the third person, right? He's saying like, and he found a cave there and brought her into it, and he left her. And even before that, it's been in the third person, right?
Mm-hmm.
But then it switches in verse 2 to the first person.
Mm-hmm.
Now I, Joseph. Now, one of the things you would think is like, okay, well, maybe this is supposed to add some sort of weight to this claim, right? You're supposed to be thinking, oh, if this is coming from the person that is having this vision, it's more authoritative, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Should I read the last 3 verses before you
go
get?
ahead.
Okay. I saw sheep being driven along, and yet the sheep stood still. The shepherd was lifting his hand to strike them, and yet his hand remained raised. And I observed the current of the river, and saw goats with their mouths in the water, and yet they were not drinking. Then all of a sudden, everything and everybody went on with what they had been doing.
All right. So the thing is, we are getting like this miracle, right?
It's a time stop.
Yes, which is, of course, the background for today.
Yes.
So early on, well, first, before I get into some of the interpretation stuff, though brief, this fragment presents several textual problems. 3 manuscripts omit the vision. And let's see, 3 manuscripts omit the vision. However, the evidence provided by these versions and by other Greek manuscripts, especially the Turin Papyrus from the 4th century, convinces me, that would be Francois, that the vision did belong to the original text. So, he's his thesis is that this is original to the work, even though it is not in all the manuscripts.
Mm-hmm.
So the way he kind of he goes on to argue that in the manuscript it is just meant to kind of like it's meant for the reader kind of thing, to be specifically to kind of take us there. Now I know that Greek lit does this a lot. Maybe not like this explicitly, but it does have like an emphatic ego, right? Which means I. But it also it usually changes past tenses to present tenses is how Greek usually accomplishes that. But there is, so I'm not sure if I'm like, fully convinced of his argument, but I guess either way, he does point out that when people first discovered this manuscript or discovered this story, they thought that this had like links to Buddha, because there was like some story about Buddha, about Buddha's birth and the time stopping and that narrative. Mm-hmm. And the thing is, I don't know if that's true or not, but either way, that was, and this is the dangers of religious studies as a field, they use that to claim that this was inspired directly by an Eastern story. And I'm like, that is so fucking weak, bro.
Well, this is
the thing is, we have like when it comes to birth stories of people like a Jesus or like a prophet, for example, there's always something crazy going on with their birth in every single fucking story. So no matter what, it was gonna be fucking weird. And in this case, it was Joseph kind of stopping where he is and us being transported to I guess his point of view, where everything is stopping,
Yes.
where he sees everyone like in the middle of doing things.
Well, I think it most closely parallels the stories that we've seen of things like the sun or the moon stopping where they are. Right?
Yeah, that would be one another parallel. Yeah,
I mean,
possible influence.
There really isn't any other kind of time stop, right?
Right. Yeah.
There are people doing things for long periods of time.
Isn't there one where the day just didn't pass or something?
Yeah, that's in Joshua. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, in Joshua,
The sun stayed up longer.
He makes the sun stand
It's
still.
not a time stop for
But
the people, though.
It's not a time stop
True,
for
yeah.
any individual person
True.
who's there, right? That is very strange.
It is. Yeah, and there have been a lot of hypotheses about that, and it looks like, I mean, to me, it just kind of seems like a consequence of having religious traditions where like the holiest people have some crazy birth story. And this is just another one of those. And it is unique in the fact that, you know, time stops for him essentially.
Well, I
where he
don't
sees
know.
everything paused.
Is there some kind of Greek influence? Can you think of anything?
I don't know. There may have been some Greek influence mentioned, but like the thing is, it could be Greek, could be Roman. There are parallels.
Is it like because of Kronos?
I mean, well, that's an interesting hypothesis. But I don't remember like a time stopping thing for Kronos.
No.
So in terms of myth, I'm not sure how that would have or why they would have written it that way. Although it seems to be kind of in, well, here's what he says. Although, where was it? Hold on. I want to start the actual quote where it matters. The theme of the suspension of time is extremely common. One can find it in the fairy tale of Sleeping Beauty, as well as in a recent novel by Milan Kundera. It emerges often in ancient texts that tell of the intervention of a god or the birth or death of a hero. It has not been forgotten in the Latin Christmas liturgy, where Wisdom 18:14 through 15 is quoted in the introit of the Mass of the Dawn. I don't even know if that's how you would pronounce that. Although such far-flung parallels cannot explain the origin of our text, they can throw light on similarities and particularities, as well as underlie the coherence of the theme. And then it references a lot of things. There's a Delphic Paean to Apollo. There's a reference in the Odyssey, in the Homeric hymn to Athena, in the Bacchae of Euripides, Oedipus from Sophocles. There's something from Plato, from Plutarch, Eusebius, also Corpus Hermeticum. Pseudo Callisthenes, a lot of different texts.
I know that there are references to time stops. I just don't know which. Like, this is a first-person narrative where an individual, like, he's just a normal dude.
Right, where all time stops for him, and he experiences, like we're described this experience.
Right.
Yeah. So he goes on to say, although the infancy gospel of James is one of the few to indicate the suspension of time, other ancient Christian texts do mention miracles of nature in connection with the birth or the crucifixion of Jesus. Of course, we already talked about the synoptics. One can understand how the church fathers exploited as much as they could the text by Phlegon concerning a certain eclipse of the sun, which would, of course, be something that's been used as a, what's the word? It's supposed to, verisimilitude? Yeah, I think that's the word, verisimilitude. We're supposed to tie up with something in the Gospels.
Yes.
Although for Matthew, the standing of the star over the place where Jesus was born had an informative function, the same event is given other meanings in the Syriac history of the Virgin. Miracles were to accompany the miraculous birth and symbolize the bond God was renewing with the earth.
Courtney, for
Thanks for
becoming
becoming a
badge
member.
level.
Yeah,
You-
after watching now well over half
Nice.
of our shows.
I don't know how you did it.
I also don't know.
I don't know
did
how we
them,
made
Got
it.
nothing going
guys.
on.
You got to remember, we did those shows.
That is true.
How'd we
did.
do that?
How did we do that?
I think we sat here for a while.
we
Holy
did.
shit, did
we
we
sat
sit
here
here.
for a really long. At
I
some
think
point-
Courtney was actually counting the hours.
Really.
Yeah. I don't know if they are still counting, but I remember there was one comment. I think it was it on episode 150 or something? 150. Yeah, something around there where there was like a total count of hours.
Mhm.
And that was insane how long we actually did this show.
Oh man,
Yeah.
that's so many hours of informative biblical content.
Damn straight.
Biblical scholarship.
And we're still giving it to you raw.
It's well past a terabyte of data.
Yeah.
We did this for so long that now you're like our and Ra's go-to Bible guy.
Right, yeah, that is.
That is how much we have read the Bible and related literature.
Not just that. There's that. There is, let's see what else has passed in that time.
Mm-hmm.
You're married,
Mm-hmm.
which is insane.
You could get married.
I don't
to
want to.
someone. We could find you someone.
No.
No. Yeah, see, Chris is saying no because he's going to be like, that's too much change. We can't have change.
No.
But no, also, I just don't want to.
Lawrence is not interested. I've talked to him about it. That's
Nah,
all.
not really interested. Yeah, nice Jewish girl. Yeah.
Yeah, we
Classic.
can find you a nice
Nice
Jewish,
Jewish girl.
You can have lots of kosher following babies
Wow.
who walk to the synagogue.
Of course. That's like everyone does.
Mhm.
They love doing that.
It's really close by.
Well, yeah, here.
Yeah, don't worry about it.
All right.
Yep.
It's like what, 3 blocks away? Not even?
Don't reveal the hidden location. There's actually
There's
quite-
synagogues everywhere.
I
It's
know,
fucking Milwaukee.
Yeah,
at least
there
here.
are-
At least here.
There are
Yes.
synagogues everywhere.
All right.
But, it's really convenient for people who have to walk.
True, yeah. Like
Winter.
babies, they have to walk. They can't
Whoa.
drive.
Get that
I don't
baby a
get it.
car.
Like, religion is wild.
Yeah.
We still on chapter 17?
No.
Oh, what are
We
we on?
just finished chapter 18.
Yeah, we just finished
Ah,
chapter 18.
jeez,
Yeah.
let's
Why
get to
don't you
19.
take over for chapter 19?
I suppose I can do that. Yeah, because you
No.
did finish totally 18, right?
Yes.
Okay. So 19. And behold,
Behold!
a woman came down from the hill country and said to me, "Man, where are you going?" Oh, and by the way, because Nightbot is working again, you can now exclamation point behold again.
Yo.
Oh, wonderful.
Yeah, isn't that great?
Nah.
No?
I mean, it's.
Well, I guess
I
you
could
weren't.
just put
I
a
guess you
behold.
weren't getting enough use out of it, huh?
I really wasn't.
Apparently not.
Horrible.
I'll have to do something to Nightbot to make it so that I feel like it's worth using.
No, fair enough.
Mm.
We'll do that now before everything breaks.
Well, there's
Wow.
there's a literal choose your own adventure that you put in there
True, yeah.
that people can play.
It's
Maybe you should show them how to start that.
pretty lackluster, and I don't care.
Well, you can continue on. You can
I
expand
don't
on it.
remember how to start.
It's an Easter egg. You
Unironically-
guys have to discover it.
Unironically, do not remember the specific command to start the sequence.
Okay, is it under secret?
No, that's how you show the secret commands. This is a hidden command.
Right, yeah.
I don't remember how you see those.
I have no idea.
Oh wait, maybe it's hidden. Hold on.
Yeah, it might be hidden. Yeah. So you can try that out. Do whatever. So I think it was 149 hours. Sure, it's over 200 now.
Yeah, it's not how
yeah.
you started, but that is the hidden command.
You found an invisible wall.
Yeah, you found an invisible wall.
Yeah. Anyways, but yeah, that's a lot of hours.
Mhm.
Almost 200.
Oh, it is secret to start. It's not hidden. Okay.
I don't know.
Hidden's how you get the hidden commands.
No. Hidden is what gave you found an invisible wall.
No.
Secret gave you all that other stuff.
Oh.
Yes.
That's
That's what happened. Anyways,
Got it.
continuing on, and I said, this is where the woman said, "Man, where are you going?" And I need a drink of water. Hold on.
Yeah, you.
Ugh.
Why haven't you drank more water?
I had some.
You should drink way more. Chug that whole thing.
I don't know if that's the best idea.
Why not?
I don't know. I might start like burping or something.
Oh no, an ad got inserted.
Burping? Like,
Whatever.
Guys, I'm so
you're gonna
sorry.
burp the water?
Well, the thing about ads, they don't show up at once for everybody.
Oh.
That's exactly why I apologized.
Right, yeah.
Why are there ads, Lawrence?
I don't know, man.
Why did you allow them to put ads on our content that they're going to demonetize?
True, yeah, good point,
Do
yeah.
they demonetize us?
No, they don't.
They
Okay.
have before.
Not like
sometimes.
it matters. It's not like it. What? How much could you get?
Not enough. It doesn't matter.
0.005 cents. You better collect.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. So anyways, yeah, man, where are you going? And I said, I seek a Hebrew midwife. And this is still like in the
first
person, yeah. And I said, I seek a Hebrew midwife. And she answered me, "Are you from Israel?" And I said to her, "Yes." And she said, "And who is she who brings forth in the cave?" And I said, "My betrothed." Well, see, you know exactly what fucking category to put her in, you fucking dingus.
Mm-hmm.
And she said to me, "Is she not your wife?" And I said to her, "She is Mary, who was brought up in the temple of the Lord, and I received her by lot as my wife. And she is not my wife, but she has conceived by the Holy Spirit." And the midwife said to him, "Is this true?" And Joseph said to her, "Come and see." And she went with him.
How would she possibly?
Evaluate that?
Yeah,
You can't.
no.
And now we're back to this. And they stopped at the entrance to the cave. So now we're back in the third person. Or no, are we? I don't know. It looks like it. Well, we'll see. Maybe for now it switches.
It appears
Um,
so.
And they
mine as
stopped
well.
at the entrance of the cave, and behold,
Behold!
a bright cloud overshadowed the cave. And the midwife said, "My soul is magnified today, for my eyes have seen wonderful things, for salvation is born to Israel." And immediately the cloud disappeared from the cave, and a great light appeared, so that our eyes could not bear it. So back in the first person.
Mm-hmm.
A short time afterwards, that light withdrew until the baby appeared. And this is like a fucking entrance with where there's a bunch of pyro, and then eventually the smoke clears, and you see the wrestler coming through the gates
Yeah.
to the entrance. It's exactly what it's like.
She was too pure, even for the midwife, to see
The thing
anything.
The midwife had no purpose there.
She
The midwife was literally just there to see the miracle.
Yep, because you need two people to witness something for
Yeah.
it to be testimony.
Which, what do we do about chapter 18 then?
There were multiple. There was little baby fetus Jesus.
Wow, okay. It says it right there. Little baby fetus Jesus.
Well, the thing about the time stuff is they're very deliberate. Like they describe things that people are doing.
Yeah.
Right. And that's done for a reason. But here,
Either way, yeah.
I guess the light thing that's from Exodus, right? Because Moses can't look God in the face.
There is
because
that's
of the light.
might be part of it, yeah. But at the same time, yeah, that one definitely. But also, I feel like this is when it says that a bright cloud overshadowed the cave. This also has the theophoric imagery too, where is it theophonic? Yeah, theophonic imagery, where these are just things that are associated with the appearance of a god.
Well, it's also something that happens again in the Jesus story in the canonical Gospels when he gets baptized. In at least
Yeah,
one
the
of
with the
them.
clouds open up. Yeah,
Yeah.
and the dove comes down. Let's see. So the crowd dispersed. So there, yes, our eyes got buried. A short time afterwards, that light withdrew until the baby appeared, and it came and took the breast of its mother Mary. And the midwife cried, "This day is great for me, because I have seen this new sight." And the midwife came out of the cave, and Salome met her. And she said to her, "Salome, Salome, I have a new sight to tell you about. A virgin has brought forth a thing which her condition does not allow." And Salome said, "As the Lord my God lives, unless I insert my finger and test her condition, I will not believe that a virgin has given birth."
Oh my gosh. We're here.
I was not expecting.
Maybe it's translated differently in mine.
Yeah, how's yours? How was yours say?
Unless I insert my finger and so Salome inserting her finger recalls the language and story of doubting Thomas in John 20:24 through 25.
Recalls is doing a lot of weightlifting in that
Yeah.
sentence.
Yeah, you're trying.
That is quite the way to put it. Did you guys? Did y'all miss that? In order to check that a virgin has given birth, she needs to give her an exam with her finger. What do you think that means? Okay, good.
know
You got
what
it? Good.
means. Yep.
All right.
Isn't that wonderful, everyone?
Yeah, it's man, I love early Christian literature.
Oh, man. So, hey, what evidence do you have that Jesus was born of a virgin?
Well, did you stick your finger
Test for
somewhere?
virginity.
Well, you see, we have multiple witnesses attested to
Yeah, and then
in
they
the
cite
Infancy Gospel of James.
this. Right, yeah.
Mm.
Anyways, that's chapter 19. That was an interesting chapter.
Mm-hmm. That was... it's going to get more interesting in chapter 20. So how about you...
Yeah, I'll do 20.
Yeah, you do that.
And the midwife went in, and midwife went in and said to Mary, "Make yourself ready, for there is no small contention concerning you." And Salome inserted her finger to test her condition. And she cried out, saying, "Woe for the wickedness and my unbelief, for I have tempted the living God, and behold,
Behold.
my hand falls away from me, consumed by fire."
So
This.
mine is a little different than yours.
Oh, really?
The midwife entered and said, "Mary, position yourself for an examination. You're facing a serious test." And so Mary, when she heard these instructions, positioned herself, and Salome inserted her finger into Mary.
Yeah, it looks like a variant adds, "And when Mary heard this, she lay down in preparation."
Mm-hmm. And instead of my hand has fallen off, my hand is disappearing. It's being consumed by the flames.
See, the hand disappearing thing, that reminds me of the was it the statue of Baal, right? When the ark gets into the temple of the Philistines
Yes.
and the hand falls off, right?
Yeah, it falls.
Yeah.
Well, the statue falls.
Well, no, but I remember there was a section where just the hand did.
Oh, yes.
Because there were two. There was the one where the statue fell, and before that, it was just the hand.
Yeah, it broke, and then it broke further.
Right, yeah. I think that there might be another parallel in biblical literature too, about like a hand disappearing or a hand burning off or something. But
Well,
either way,
it's disarmament.
literally,
Mm-hmm.
yeah. Either way, so this is wild already. It looks like when it says, and Salome inserted her finger.
Have you ever seen teeth?
Yeah, I've
Yeah.
heard about it. I've heard about it.
Yeah, I have seen teeth.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry.
Yeah. So there's a manuscript that also adds, and Salome went in and made her ready. So,
Oh, what does that mean?
it's up for interpretation.
Why don't you continue on?
I will, yeah. And she bowed her knees before the Lord, saying, O God of my fathers, remember me, for I am the seed of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. Do not make me pilloried for the children of Israel, but restore me to the poor. Oh, okay. So pilloried would be like in prison, basically, or like locked up.
Mine says,
And-
don't make an example of me for the people of Israel.
Yeah, but restore me to the poor. Yeah, it looks like please don't put me at the bottom of the barrel.
Mm-hmm.
Put me just at the bottom. For you know, Lord, that in your name I perform my duties, and from you I have received my hire. It looks like one manuscript replaces all the preceding words in this section that we just read up to with, and she prayed to the Lord.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm not sure what yours has, if it has all the stuff that I just read out.
Mine has the stuff you just read. Yeah.
Okay. And behold!
Behold.
Oh,
An angel of the Lord appeared and said to her, Salome, Salome, the Lord God has heard your prayer. Bring your hand to the child and touch him, and salvation and joy will be yours. And Salome came near and touched him, saying, I will worship him, for a great king has been born to Israel. And Salome was healed as she had requested. And she went out of the cave. And behold,
Behold.
an angel of the Lord cried, Salome, Salome, do not report what marvels you have seen until the child has come to Jerusalem. So that's the end of chapter 20, but a lot of interesting stuff there.
Yeah, a lot of stuff. We have so her
Okay, so the hand falls off,
falls up,
and then
but
it's healed
restored.
when she touches Jesus.
Mm-hmm.
And then we have this indication of like, I'm gonna worship this child because this is the king.
Mm-hmm.
He's the new king of Israel. And then we have the angel going like, hey, don't tell anyone. Which is, that last part definitely stands in line with the stuff that
Right.
Jesus was talking about earlier, but or at least in the Gospels.
Well, I like how they don't have baby Jesus immediately walking around and talking and doing things independently.
True, yeah.
All right, let me take over for chapter 21.
Either way, this recalls a lot of the stuff in the Synoptic Gospels.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, where Jesus is a healer, and this whole thing is like, hey, don't talk to people about how powerful this kid is.
Right. That obviously does not occur in John.
I don't even remember if it did or not.
He's just outright.
He's always saying that, he's like,
the
I'm God,
Messiah.
basically.
I'm great.
Yeah.
I can do whatever I want.
His constant identifications with God. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
true.
Chapter 21. Joseph was about ready to depart for Judea, but a great uproar was about to take place in Bethlehem in Judea. It all started when astrologers came inquiring, where is the newborn king of the Judeans? We're here because we saw his star in the east and have come to pay him homage.
That's right.
Yep.
Yeah, that's how they found out through the star.
When
That's apparently their indicator that there's a king coming.
Here we're going to bridge some gaps in some stories, right?
Yeah, because this is where we have Herod and the slaughter of the innocents.
Yes, when Herod heard about their visit, he was terrified and sent agents to the astrologers. He also sent for the high priest and questioned them in his palace. What has been written about the anointed? Where is he supposed to be born? They said to him, in Bethlehem, Judea. That's what the scriptures say. And he dismissed them. Then he questioned the astrologers. What sign have you seen regarding the one who has been born king? And the astrologers said, we saw a star of exceptional brilliance in the sky, and it dimmed the other stars that they disappeared. Consequently, we knew that a king was born for Israel, and we have come to pay him homage. Herod instructed them, go and begin your search, and if you find him, report back to me so I can also go and pay him homage.
Yeah, that's funny. That's a good one.
Yep. The astrologers departed, and there it was.
April with the big 19 months.
19 months.
That is huge.
Incredible.
One of these days soon.
Start over.
Start over. I don't know about all that one. We read a lot.
No, we're not starting over.
We even read a paper or part of a paper from a different book, and we have another translation. You missed a ton, April.
Yeah.
Come on.
Oof.
Get with the program.
He's like,
I'm walking you.
so he's like, go find Jesus and report back to me.
Yeah, because I want to worship him too.
Yeah. The astrologers departed, and there it was. The star they had seen in the east led them on until they came to the cave. Then the star stopped directly above the head of the child. After the astrologers saw him with his mother Mary, they took out gifts from their pouches, gold, pure incense, and myrrh. Since they had been advised by the heavenly messenger not to go into Judea, they returned to their country by another route.
So it is interesting. First of all, if the star, if it was so bright, if it was just above the head of Jesus, there is no way that they would have been able to tell the difference between over the head of Jesus and over the head of anyone else in that area.
Unless the star, it's like The Sims.
Oh, it literally
goes over the head of Jesus.
Wow.
Right?
That'd be pretty incredible.
Like a Disney star, right? It comes down from the sky and like bounces around.
Right, yeah, maybe it writes something like it makes like a little Mickey Mouse thing for like, this is the Disney Channel.
Wow.
Up next is a Messiah.
Yeah, apparently. Yeah, I like how they drop off their gifts and then immediately go.
Yeah, right. That was their whole job.
Wise.
That was their worship.
Yeah, that was it.
Crazy hair didn't go with them.
Oh, yeah. Chapter 22. When Herod realized he'd been duped by the astrologers, he flew into a rage and dispatched his executioners with instructions to kill all the infants 2 years old and younger.
That's really funny, actually. So they are potentially describing this the slaughter of the innocents as revenge. That he wasn't told.
Astrologers didn't tell him. Yeah.
That's hilarious, actually.
Pretty extreme.
I actually love that apologetic. That is so funny.
Yikes.
Yeah.
Yep.
More like the way sex is spelled in the stars. Yeah. Fair enough.
Oh, man. When Mary heard that the infants were being killed, she was frightened and took her child and wrapped him in strips of cloth and put him in a feeding trough used by cattle.
Why can't it?
Well, I mean, that's
sign command.
that is.
Why can't it?
As for Elizabeth, when she heard that they were looking for John, she took him and went up into the hill country. She kept searching for a place to hide him, but there was none to be had. Then she groaned and said out loud, "Mountain of God, please take in a mother with her child." You see, Elizabeth was unable to keep on climbing because her nerve failed her.
So,
But suddenly the mountain was split open and let them in. The mountain allowed the light to shine through to her, since a messenger of the Lord was with them for protection.
Yeah, see, that reminds me of a whole bunch of cult stories.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so there's no hiding place. O mountain of God, receive a mother with a child.
Well, it's
Yeah,
also
the
a
mountain
common
was rent asunder.
saying of Jesus that your faith is able to move mountains, right? He says this multiple in different gospels, right?
Yes, but at the same time, do you remember at the end of the Acts of Paul and Thecla, where Thecla goes like into a rock because it's split open?
Mm-hmm.
So that's what this kind of reminds me of.
Yes, very much so.
Yeah, like this is a place to go for protection and basically ascendancy.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah, because it says here, for Elizabeth could not ascend.
Mm-hmm.
And then it gave a way to ascend. So yeah, ascending, you know what, this is an interesting motif, just in general.
Yeah.
Ascension through rocks, I guess.
Yeah, where does this come from? Where does walk through mountains originate in mythology?
Right, yeah.
Is it the Acts of Paul and Thecla?
It might be.
It may be.
Or it could be this.
Probably not.
It's probably not this either.
Yeah.
But the thing is, they'd probably be pretty close to the origins.
Mhm.
Probably not that far off, right?
The unfortunate thing is that there really are many, oral mythologies that we have no idea about at all.
True.
So, chapter 23. Herod, though, kept looking for John and sent his agents to Zechariah, serving at the altar, with this message for him. "Where have you hidden your son?" But he answered them, "I'm a minister of God attending to his temple. How should I know where my son is?"
I love that. That is so funny.
Yeah. That's wild.
How should I know where my son is? I got a job.
Yeah. I've been working, man. So the agents left and reported all this to Herod, who became angry and said, "Is his son going to rule over Israel?" And he sent his agents back with the message for him. "Tell me the truth. Where is your son? Don't you know that I have your life in my power?" And the agents went and reported this message to him. Zechariah answered, "I'm a martyr for God. Take my life. The Lord, though, will receive my spirit, because you're shedding innocent blood at the entrance to the temple of the Lord." And so, at daybreak, Zechariah was murdered, but the people of Israel did not know that he had been murdered. So, Zechariah's presence at the altar, where he'll be killed, shows that the author has apparently identified this Zechariah, the father of John, with another Zechariah mentioned in Matthew 23:35, who did die at the altar.
Okay, let's see that.
Yep,
So
Matthew 23:35.
Let's see, Matthew 23:35. That is Matthew 22. All right, 23:35.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, well, I'm going to start at 34. "Therefore I send you prophets and wise men and scribes, some of whom you will kill and crucify, and some you will flog in your synagogues and persecute from town to town, so that you may come all, what the fuck? So that on you may come all the righteous blood shed on earth, from the blood of righteous Abel to the blood of Zechariah the son of Berechiah, whom you murdered between the sanctuary and the altar."
Mm-hmm.
All right.
So that is chapter 23. Lawrence, why don't you handle the last two chapters for us?
I suppose I can do that. Say I'm mixing up a Zechariah's, right? Oh, but yeah, that's a good point. We should set one up for the Wednesday show, a command for the Wednesday show.
If we can get any new commands to stick, because they're just not sticking.
Well, the thing is, It is really weird that it wasn't. Is it still not allowing the April one?
No, it's not.
Which is really weird because the other ones seem to be working, right?
Yeah, I just looked. The April one has nothing special about it.
Yeah, that is really weird. Anyways,
Yeah, it is.
I've never seen that kind of problem before. Usually the whole thing is just not working instead of just one command.
Yeah, okay. But it isn't one thing.
Yeah. There's gonna be another. So
No.
oh,
It could be
shit.
something.
Damn. All right. I'm gonna continue on anyways. So chapter 24. But at the hour of the salutation, the priests were departing, and the customary blessing of Zacharias did not take place. And the priests stood waiting for Zacharias to greet him with prayer and to glorify the Most High. But when he failed to come, they were all afraid. But one of them took courage and went in, and he saw beside the altar congealed blood. And a voice said, Zacharias has been slain, and the blood shall not be wiped away until his avenger comes. Like the avenger of blood.
Yes.
And when
So
he...
they literally kill him like in the Holy of Holies, right?
Oh,
At the altar.
at the altar, yes. I don't think that was the Holy of Holies, though.
It's not,
Was
well, why else?
Because the Holy of Holies is like...
What they say the Lord's altar, and it says they entered the sanctuary, but
This would have
where
to be...
they would do a sacrificial altar would be outdoors, right? They had that whole
the sea,
yeah.
whatever, the big giant thing. Yeah, but the thing is, like, usually sacrifice places were, where everyone could do it, or at least like where the priest could do it. This was like where the high priest could only go.
Right, which
Right,
would be the Holy of Holies.
No. I'm saying, yeah, this isn't that. It doesn't.
But why else would these other priests
Oh, they'd
be
be waiting for him?
fearful to enter this sanctuary?
Oh, yeah, maybe.
Um,
I guess I could see that. Well, he's okay. So let's see. He's busy at work. So he doesn't know where his son is. And then he gets killed.
yes.
I don't know.
And then there's going to be an Avenger. It's going to be Captain America.
You know what? It could be Captain America. With how this story is going, it could be Captain America.
Why don't you continue?
All right, yeah, it just says that he was killed. Huh?
Yes.
Anyways, they saw congealed blood, and they voiced, Zacharias has been slain, and his blood shall not be wiped away until his avenger comes. And when he heard these words, he was afraid and went out and told the priests what he had seen. And they took courage and entered and saw what had happened. And the ceiling panels of the temple wailed, and they split their clothes from the top to the bottom. This is the whole... this is during the crucifixion, right? Where I forget what the word for it that was used. It was like a curtain, right? It just got ripped or something upon the death of Jesus. Pretty sure that's what happened. Yes, it was exactly like that. Watch that be a very important piece of paper that he just ripped up, and then he's going to be like, oh no, I ripped up a very important piece of paper, and we're like, ha ha ha, you bozo, you fell for our trap. And he's like, oh no, I fell for one of the, what's the fucking...
Are you going to keep going? Because it's an arbitrary piece of crap.
Yeah, fair enough. I'll stop then. So yeah, they now see what has happened. And they did not find his body, but they found his blood turned into stone. And they were afraid and went out and told all the people that Zacharias had been slain. And all the tribes of the people heard, and they mourned him and lamented 3 days and 3 nights. And after the 3 days, the priests took counsel. And after the 3 days, the priests took counsel whom they should appoint in his stead, and the lot fell upon Simeon. Now it was he to whom it had been revealed by the Holy Spirit that he should not see death until he had seen the Christ in the flesh. And I'm pretty
Okay.
sure that at the time of Jesus' birth, I don't remember if it would have been. I know, like Josephus, I think he cites like a whole bunch of different priests, but I don't remember if that was if that was the name of the one who would have been alive during the death of Jesus, or during like Jesus' ministry, part of it. I don't know. I don't remember.
Well, this is just barely after he's been born.
Right. So like even like during like part of his life is what I mean. But either way, this has a lot of parallels to Jesus himself, actually. The turning into stone one, I don't know. That shares closer shades to what's it called? The Adonis? Is that the one? No.
Lot's wife.
Well, no, Lot's wife, yeah. But then like there's one. This one. I'm thinking the Greek one. Yeah. Was it Adonis, the one where he dies and then he becomes a flower, right? Or was that someone else? No, that's Narcissus. Or was it Narcissus? Anyways, okay, whatever.
You know more about the Greek.
Yeah, still not into stone. But either way, there's quite a lot of this. There are a lot of parallels to Jesus specifically, at least as much as I can see. Right, no one was doing anything for 3 days and 3 nights. And then they chose a new high priest, and they couldn't find the body. Right, empty tomb.
They did their standard mourning practices, and then they selected a new high priest.
Yeah. Anyways, on to the final chapter.
Yes.
Now I, James, wrote this history in Jerusalem when tumult arose on the death of Herod, and withdrew into the desert until the tumult in Jerusalem ceased. And I praised the Lord God who gave me the wisdom to write this history. Grace shall be with all those who fear our Lord Jesus Christ, to whom be glory forever and ever. Amen.
Yes.
Then he went out and died in that desert. What a great story.
That is the end of the Infancy Gospel of James. So
it just kind of ends with the note that, hey, I'm James and I wrote this.
What do you guys think of the Infancy Gospel of James? I think it's pretty good.
That was pretty good. I give it an 8.
It's not
maybe even a 9.
Whoa. I give it an 8.
I'm giving it an 8.
Yeah. Somewhere around there. I might even give
it
a
solid 8.
Just an 8. You can't give it any higher. You're going to stick with your first gut one, and we're not going to let you raise it.
Yeah, it was either Adonis or Narcissus. I forget which one it was, honestly. I'd have to go back and check because I usually don't do Greek mythology. I usually do Greek religion, which is different. So it is... So yeah, I have to catch up on that.
And see, religion is when people do things, and mythology is why.
Kind of. Yes and no.
Not really why, but kind of
why they think they do it.
It's a cope.
It is a cope in a lot of ways. They got to explain why they do it. Not accurately, but they got to explain it.
And they did wild stuff, man.
Yeah, that is true. They did. Just calling me a narcissist. Thank you, April. Did Narcissus? I don't remember if Narcissus turned into stone. I just don't remember.
I don't know.
Either way, that was the end of the Infancy Gospel of James. And I do, before we, what we should really do is see, you know what? You might be able to do this while I shout a few things out. If you can find Kip Davis's stream, we can put the link in the chat and basically raid him.
Chris can do that.
Okay, no, he doesn't know any of this. As in, he would be like, okay, who's Kip Davis?
Why don't you do it while he shills some stuff?
All right, fine. You want to shill some stuff?
Yeah.
No, not really.
I
can shill some stuff.
Go ahead.
Hey, everybody. Are you tired of wearing the same old shirts every day?
I'm not.
Those shirts that you've got that have stains and embarrassing places that you still don't feel like throwing out. Well,
throw them out.
Throw them out. You should instead buy some of our shirts. They're available here, I guess.
Yeah. Did you
Chris,
already
I did that.
do the thing?
Did
Okay.
I
you-
pinned 8 of them.
Oh, perfect.
Pinned
Also,
them.
thank you, April, for doing the stream thing. Yeah, go check out Kip's stream since we're done here. But before we go real quick, I am currently working on the script to the biblical cosmology video. I'll also be working on a shorter video that is about the fool hath said in his heart there is no God.
Mm.
And then I forget what the last thing is, but I posted that one on Patreon. So and more info there.
Okay.
If you're a patron.
And
Also, yeah, become a patron. Join the Discord. Links in chat actually working now. And
are they? Are you sure?
Well, I mean,
We haven't clicked
the
on that
Discord
invite
is
link.
the link is right there, and I know I haven't changed it, and people have still been clicking the same link, so I know that it works.
Hooray!
You think that you know.
Fine,
that
whatever.
it
I may
works.
not know that it works, but I am reasonably
Do you have
confident.
absolute knowledge?
Shut the
that
fuck! I have absolute
it
knowledge
works?
that we're ending the stream.
Okay.
We'll see you guys. Thanks for joining us.
See you
That was
later.
fun.